हॅलो, नमस्कार. गुड इवनिंग, शुभ संध्या. आज के इस सेशन में शैक्षिक आगाज के व्यासपीठ पर हम देखने जा रहे हैं, पढ़ने जा रहे हैं, समझने जा रहे हैं या तो फिर और रिवाइज करने जा रहे हैं पैरेलल लाइंस and their transversal and of course angles made by transversal with the parallel lines. So in this topic we will see different types of angles made by transversal and parallel lines. Before this, you must be remember that in the last session we have seen many types of angles in which we revise complementary angle, supplementary angles and vertically opposite angles. बहुत ही कम समय में हम उन्हें भी दोहराएंगे. What is acute angle? Less than 90 degree. Right angle, the measurement of the given angle will be 90 degree, then it is said right angle. And if the measurement of the given angle is more than 90 degree, it is known as obtuse angle. Then we have seen complementary angles. If there are two angles and the sum of the given angle is 90 degree, they are known as complementary angles. And if the sum of the measurements of the given angle is 180 degree, then such type of angles are known as supplementary angles. Vertically opposite angles made by two intersecting lines, they are always congruent, vertically opposite angles. Okay. Now let's turn to the angles made by transversal and parallel lines. See, in this slide you can see the figure of line. We know line increases infinitely towards its both ends. So we know that the line increases towards the both end, means this is left and this is right. So it can increase infinitely. The line has no accurate measurement. It increases always. These arrows towards both ends, it shows another line here like this or like this and like this. In these two figures, see, these are the maroon lines and these are violet colors lines. Here are two figures. See, you can see the difference between two figures. These lines are increasing, but the distance between them is same, and these two lines are also increasing infinitely towards both ends, but the distance between these two lines are becoming less and less, or it can be increase even. See, the distance between two lines is the same and the distance between these two lines is not same. So we can say what are the parallel lines? If the distance between two lines, given two lines is same, they are parallel, and if the distance is not same, they are not parallel line, they are intersecting line. You can say, you might say that these lines are not intersecting here, but you know these are increasing, they are just going, and then at the one point they will definitely intersect each other. So, these are intersecting lines and these are parallel lines. We will see another figure. See, suppose this is line L and this is line M. We can draw another line like N, line O, and now we will measure the distance between the line L and O. See, it is actually same. It is, if we will consider, if this is 5 centimeter, this is also 5 centimeter. If we will measure the distance between the line M and N, it is 6.5 centimeter. If it is 6.5 centimeter, this will be also the same. This is line O and this is line M. We will just count or measure the distance between these two lines, and again we can see, if we will measure by our scale or by any other instrument, measuring tape or like that, we can see the distance between two lines is same. So, this way we can say, if the distance between two given line is same, they are parallel lines. So, how many lines can we draw parallel to the given line? We can draw infinite lines, parallel lines. And where we can see such parallel lines in our surrounding? If we will say, if we will see or observe the railway track very carefully, the lines of railway track are always parallel, they are never intersecting each other. If they intersect, there will be major accident, because the distance between the wheels of railway is thus always same. So, these are parallel lines where we can say the railway tracks. Or if we will say, if we will see the walls of our house, and if the lines of we can, you will see wall, one wall, the left side wall and right side wall, okay, they will be parallel. Even I can say, if there is flat roof and our floor, they are also parallel, but they are like planes, these are parallel planes. So, we can say these are parallel lines. Some examples of parallel lines. How can we say, see, lines are not parallel by transversal or but they can be parallel vertically. See, this is line 1, this is line 2 and this is line 3. So, vertical lines also can be parallel. Okay. How can we say they are parallel? If we measure the distance between two is same, okay, then these lines will be parallel. We can measure the distance between two lines is always in perpendicular. And what will be the perfect measurement? See, when the lines are parallel, and if we will keep our measuring tape here and the another end will be here, it will be 6 centimeter and this will be 5 centimeter and again this will be 6 centimeter, then the least distance, minimum distance between two lines is accurate. It can be in right angle. So, remember how to measure the distance between two lines perpendicularly. So, we will take the minimum distance, but the condition is what? The lines should be parallel. If the lines are intersecting, then the minimum distance will not counting as the perpendicular distance. Okay. So, remember, parallel lines can be vertical, can be horizontal, or see here I had shown you the suppose this is line A and this is line B, this is line C, this is line D. If I measure the distance between line A and D and it is suppose 10 kilometer, can be, okay, and the distance between from another stations, another location, and again if this is 10 kilometer, they can be parallel, but they should be, means they should not like this zigzag way, the line should be. So, we can't say the roads are parallel to each other, roads can just turn to any point. Okay. So, these are some examples of vertical lines, and these are inclined lines. See, they can also parallel, means vertical lines, horizontal lines or inclined lines can be parallel. See, we have measured the distance between two, and if it is 7 kilometer or 7 centimeter or 7 inch, and again the distance from the another points, if it is the same, they are parallel lines. Okay. So, we can see the lines of rectangle, opposite lines of rectangle are always parallel, or opposite lines of square are also always parallel. Okay. We will see in our environment where are parallel lines. Can we say the branches of a tree will be parallel? No, they will be the example of intersecting lines. Okay. We will turn to next. See, now we have to see what is transversal. Till now we have seen what are the parallel lines. Parallel lines, the distance between two lines is the same, they are parallel, but see, these are, suppose this is line X and this is line Y. We can see the distance between two is always same, but if this is line Z and it is not parallel to the given one, but it is intersecting to this parallel, to these given parallel lines, so this is transversal. Suppose this is line X and this is line Z. We know X and Z are intersecting lines, but X and Y are parallel and Z is intersecting to both lines, and there is formation of 8 angles. See, 1, angle 2, angle 3, angle 4, angle 5, angle 6, angle 7 and angle 8. So, there are totally 8 angles, and we have to see, or we have to remember, or we have to practice in these angles. We will see what are such angles are known as. See, angles made by parallel lines and their transversal. As I have already told you, suppose these are two lines, line A and B are parallel and line L is their transversal. Now, you might know that means अभी आपको पता ही हुआ होगा कि what is transversal. Transversal is nothing but the line is intersecting to the given parallel lines in two different points. This is known as transversal. So, if we see carefully, there is formation of many angles, not many, 8 angles here. This is angle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, or you can name them in different ways. Okay. Now, if see, there are 4 angles here and 4 lines here. So, we will see now here corresponding angles. See carefully, these are 2 parallel lines and 1 transversal, but you will observe right hand side of the transversal and lower part of the parallel lines. Right hand side of the transversal and the lower part of the parallel lines. There are 2 angles, and this pair is known as corresponding angles. This pair, right hand side of the transversal and lower part of the parallel line. Again, if we will see left side of the transversal and the lower part of the parallel line, there is again one more pair. So, this pair is also known as corresponding angles. Corresponding angles are always in pair. Pair means the combination of 2 angles. This 1 and 2 are corresponding angles. This suppose this is line angle x and angle y, they are also known as corresponding angles. Totally there are 8 angles. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But we have seen right hand side of the transversal and the lower part of the parallel, means 3 and 5. Angle 3 and angle 5 are known as corresponding angle, and now left hand side and the lower part of the parallel line, means angle 2 and angle 8 are also known as corresponding angle. One more pair. Now, right hand side of the transversal and upper part of the parallel lines. See here, right hand side of the transversal and upper part of the parallel lines. Here one more pair of the corresponding angle, and the last one, last pair, left hand side of the transversal and the upper part of the parallel lines. Okay. So, remember that there are totally 4 pairs of corresponding angles. If there are 2 parallel lines and 1 transversal, totally there is formation of 8 angles. Among them there are 4 pairs of corresponding angles. If the lines are not parallel, also angles, there is formation of angle. But how can we say the lines, given lines are parallel? There is one rule or one property. What is that? If the pair of corresponding angle or the corresponding angles are congruent, if they are same in measurement, the lines are known as parallel lines, and vice versa. If the lines are parallel, corresponding angles will be congruent. So, this thing, this property is very, very important, because in 8th, 9th and 10th even, you have to solve such type of questions in geometry. So, remember the properties of parallel lines and angles made by transversal. If the lines are parallel, corresponding angles are congruent. And how many pairs? 4 pairs totally. One pair, left hand side of transversal and lower part, right hand side of the transversal and lower part of the parallel line, left side of the transversal and upper part of the parallel line, and right hand side of the transversal and upper part of the parallel lines. So, always remember there are 4 pair of corresponding angles. I think now this is much more clear. Okay, we will turn to next. Alternate angles. Okay, here I have just changed the figure. Again, only given 2 parallel lines and 1 transversal. We can draw such type of means angles are formed by parallel lines or parallel segments, also parallel rays and one intersecting rays or one intersecting segment. Okay, so these you see or you observe very carefully. See, suppose this is line L and this is line M and this is transversal as N. Okay, observe the angle. Right hand side of the transversal, this which I have mentioned, right hand side of the transversal, and this is left side of the transversal. Alternate, मतलब एक एंगल दाहिने साइड बाजू का और एक एंगल अपने बाएं बाजू का, राइट हैंड साइड एंड लेफ्ट हैंड साइड. But internal angles means the one this angle below the parallel lines and this is upper the parallel lines. You can see this as zigzag way. This is zigzag way. So this is alternate. This is a pair of alternate angles. Again, we have to see the angles are always in pair, alternate angles. Okay, so and if the lines are parallel, the angles, alternate angles are always congruent. This is the property. How many pairs of alternate angles? These are actually interior alternate angles. Interior part means, see, these are parallel lines and these are the alternate angles and internal part. Again, if see, this is my pointer over here, if this is angle 1 and this is angle 2 in zigzag way. Okay, one angle, this is angle 1 towards the left side of transversal and angle 2 towards the right hand side of the transversal. So they are known as alternate angle. In Marathi they are known as Vikram Kon. They are always in Z situation here 1 and 2 and this is reverse Z situation. And remember, if the lines are parallel, the measurement of the alternate angle is always same, always equal, they are congruent. This is the second property of the angles made by parallel line and their transversal. We will just turn towards the next. Now, interior angles. Okay, in the last class or last lesson we have seen the supplementary angles. If two lines are intersecting and if this is line 1 angle 1 and angle 2, they are supplementary angles. But here we have to see interior angles. What are interior angles? Of course, they are inter part of the parallel lines, internal part of the parallel lines, means see, and again same side of the transversal. Okay, what is difference between alternate angle and interior angle? In alternate angle, the pair one angle in the pair is towards right hand side and another is left hand side. See, B and C are alternate angle, but here what are the interior angle? Angle B and angle D, they are interior angles. How can we identify? How we will know the interior angle? They are at the same side of the transversal and interior parts of the parallel lines. Interior parts. Okay, we know interior part of the house and exterior part of the house. or interior part of the triangle and exterior part of the triangle. So, these are if two parallel lines and angles made by the transversal at the same side, they are interior angles. And again there are two pairs of interior angles. Here angle B and angle D are interior angles, and angle A and angle C are also the angles of the pair of interior angle. A and C are the same side of the transversal and internal part of the given parallel lines. Suppose this is line C and this is, suppose this is line P and this is line Q, and this R is intersecting or intersecting to the both. So, this is left side of the transversal, and angle A and angle C are interior angles. There are two pairs of interior angles if two parallel lines are intersecting to a transversal by the transversal. Now, as we have seen, the measurement of corresponding angles are same in the given pair, okay, one pair. Alternate angles are also congruent. So, can we say angle B and D are congruent? No. Then what is the property of interior angles? Angle B and angle D are supplementary angles, and you might remember what is mean by supplementary. If the sum of the given two angles, if the sum of the measurement of the given two angle is 180 degree, they are also known as supplementary angle, and here angle B and angle D are supplementary. I will just explain. If measure angle D is 60 degree, then measure angle B will have to be 120 degree, because measure angle B plus measure angle D is equal to 180. So, if D is 60, then B have to 120 if the lines are parallel. So, this is the property of interior angle. Interior angles are always supplementary if the lines are parallel. Okay. So, we will just revise about the properties of parallel lines and the angles made by transversal. Corresponding angles are always equal. Alternate angles are also equal, and pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal are supplementary. Okay, they are supplementary. So, always remember corresponding angles. There are four pairs of corresponding angles if two lines are intersected by a transversal, or by transversal angles made by two parallel lines and transversal. There are four pairs of corresponding angle, and in each pair two angles are always equal, always congruent, always have same measurement. Alternate angles are also equal, and there are two pairs of alternate angles. Pair of interior angles on the same side of transversal are supplementary, means the sum of the measurement of two angles is 180 degree, and there are two pairs of such interior angles. I think it is very clear to all of you that there is formation of three different types of angles. One is corresponding angle, second is alternate angles, and third is pair of interior angles. And we have seen their properties accordingly. Corresponding angles are always equal if the lines are parallel. Alternate angles are also congruent, and the pair of interior angles are supplementary. Now, this is nothing but study time. Of course, it is very interested. You will observe the given figure and you will tell me the pair of corresponding angles. I will tell you here one. If this is line AB, line CD are parallel and line EF is their transversal. So angle the transversal is intersecting line AB in G point, and line EF, the transversal, is intersecting the line CD at point H. So we will read the angle EGB, which is shown by green color, angle EGB and angle GHD will be corresponding angles. This is one pair. Now you tell another pair. You can write or you can just tell, or you can just draw this figure in your notebook, or if there is a figure already in your notebook, you will identify the pair of corresponding angles. I want 4 pairs of corresponding angles. Okay? And if possible, you can write the property of corresponding angles. Of course, the lines are parallel. So you can say corresponding angles are always congruent. Okay? And write down 4 pairs of corresponding angles. Next, this is a figure for you. I have just drawn different types of figure, and here there are many ways of drawing such figures and naming them. So I tried, I think, the varieties of naming the angles and lines. Alternate angles, line PQ and line RS are parallel, line ML is just transversal, is a transversal. Here we can see there is formation of different angles, angle W, angle Z, angle X and angle Y. Here we can just name them differently, okay, but I think you have to find the angles. See, if I said alternate angles, right? So angle P, angle P, W, okay, sorry, here we want to name another vertex also to know the angles, or you can tell me angle Y and angle Y, they will be corresponding angles, angle Y and angle Z, they will be alternate angles. Here we have seen the same name of the angles, same denotes they are congruent. See, angle X and angle X is congruent because they are pair of corresponding angles, but angle Y and angle Z, they are alternate angles in Z situation, right? Alternate angles means one angle is towards left side of transversal and one angle towards the right side of the transversal. So this is one pair. Now you tell another pair like this, angle Y and angle Z. If this is alternate angles, a pair of alternate angle, you will tell or you will write in the your comments the another pair of alternate angle. Next, again little work for you, or just this is nothing but brainwash. Interior angles. How many pairs are there of interior angles? How many pairs will be there, or how many pairs can be there? You can write 2 pairs of interior angles, and if possible you will tell me what is major angle B plus major angle D and what will be the major angle A plus major angle C. Will it be 100 or 120 or 160 or 180? You will just memorize yourself and tell about the interior angles. If possible, you can write the property of interior angles. So, one more thing now, actually calculation means, see, here again I will explain, and line BD and line EG are parallel and line AH is their transversal. Line BD and line EG are parallel to each other and line AH is their transversal. Now, if you will see, this is the angle, measurement of the angle is 32 and the measurement of this supplementary angle is 180 degree. The angles in linear pair, you can say, because in the last lesson we have seen what are the angles in linear pair. They are in linear pair. The measurement of one angle is 32 degree and the measurement of another angle is 148 degree. So, if the lines are parallel, what can be the major angle x? What can be the major angle x? What type of angle x and angle 148 degree? Are they congruent? Will they congruent or they will be different in measurement, because they are what type of angles? Yes, are they corresponding angles, alternate angles or interior angles? You will remember and you will identify and you will tell me the major angle x what could be. Okay. And this way you can measure all the remaining angles. You can draw the figure, and if this is 32 degree, so see my pointer, and what could be the angle ACB, means this angle, okay, and this angle 32. Could it be 32 or 23? If this is 32, what is the reason? You will not tell me, but you just recall yourself and revise yourself and find out all remaining 6 angles. See, 2 are already given to you, 32 and 148. Then you can find this angle GFH, HFE, then BCF, this angle BCF, angle DCF, this angle. I think if this is 32, see here, will be the alternate angles. And how are the alternate angles? So, this is clue to you. And if you know, if this is 32 and if this is alternate angle to 32, it will be 32 and this will be vertically opposite to 32. So, this will be automatically 32 and this is 32, this is 32, they will be corresponding angles, and our property will be proved that corresponding angles are congruent, means the lines are parallel. So, this topic is really very useful in your current standard and very important for engineering study, because in civil engineer or any engineering side, you have to tell the proof of given figure and what are the conditions, what is given and what we have to prove, what are the properties. Okay, so go through such type of examples. You will refer your books and your notebooks even. Listen your teachers very carefully. Observe your nature. Uh, Always observe, not only for this topic, not only for a week. Always observe in the nature and see where are the parallel lines and where is their transversal. If you will see the lines of electricity, okay, means the wires of electricity, I want to say, are they parallel or are they not means parallel, or are they intersecting? Observe. If they are not parallel, what will happen? And if there will be accidents of such electrical wires, what could be the reason? These points always inspire you and they increase the curiosity in your mind. So this topic is very important for your getting marks, but to increase your curiosity is also important. And so this is all about types of angles, parallel lines and their transversal. So I think these are more than enough. We will just stop here. I will like to say thank you to all audience, all observers who are the participants here, and one and all. And I think I must say very thank you to Shaikshik Agaz for such opportunities again and again. I tried my best, and this is the time to